Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Sam and you are watching N and Sam in Thailand. So many people from time to time ask me about like how somebody can go and retire in a village and like how somebody can start living in a village in Isan, Thailand. So in today's video I am going to talk about this thing and I will tell how somebody can easily go and live in a village and how they can make the best of their life living in a Thai village. So yes, without any delay, let's get started with today's video. Before I start this video, I had been away from the YouTube for a few days, and the reason for that is that we had to sit at Ant's mother's store for a few days because Ant's father was over here and he was building these stairs. So now we have stairs, so we can easily come to our durian farm and the banana plantation over here easily. So now it's easier to just walk from over here. So he did all of this. So he made all of these stairs. He made this gate as well. Everything he has done. So he had pipes and he made this as well. So he has done a good job over here. So in villages, if people are good at work, they can easily get work. They can do many things. Some people in villages are way too good at doing things. Now the reason I'm making this video is that yesterday somebody asked me like they want to relocate in Thailand and which is the place they can relocate to. So I believe that villages are also a better option for somebody who want to relocate from cities like Bangkok. The thing is that first, villages are way too peaceful. As you can see, you will get to hear like birds and animals, but you won't get to hear a lot of noises like you get to hear in cities. Like I don't have to tell a lot about that. And the second thing is that you get a lot of land. It's pollution free. It's like you can grow a lot of things if you want. Like we have a lot of bananas over here. You can grow many things. You can have a lot of animals, like we have chicken, and somebody can have like other animals as well if somebody wants to raise some animals. So yes, village life has its own perks, and the thing is that not many people can afford it as well, to be honest. Like if somebody is currently working, they cannot go to live in a village, but for people who are retired, villages offer a like good lifestyle option for somebody who wants to live a peaceful and relaxed life. So now the first point in retiring in a village is going to be choosing a location. So choosing a location is way too important. So the first thing is that there are going to be many different kind of villages. Like for example, my village is around 20 kilometers from the nearest town, and in our nearest town there are a lot of villages around that town. So if I go like 2 to 3 kilometers from that town, there are a lot of villages around that town. So we have a lot of villages near town, we have a lot of villages far away from the towns, and then we have a lot of villages near cities as well. So I will continue this video. I will drop Anne and Junior at mother's house. They will look after the store. Bye. Came to mother's house over here, and this is the chicken set that father made a few days back, all with bamboos over here. So look like they are low on food over here, so I will cut them some banana stem over here and then I will continue with the video. So the banana looks something like this after chopping it. So chickens like to eat them, so that's why we give it to them. Bye. So now continuing with the video. So you have option to live in a village that's like far off from like local town or a local city, and it looks something like this. It just have like farms and farms all over the place. So you have option to live in a place like this, or you have option to live in a village that's like near a small town or that's like near a small city. So you have like options, but if I suggest you, it's better to live in a village that's near a town because you easily get transportation, you easily get some kind of like local taxis, like a small bike taxis to come to town and from town go back to village. But in our case we don't get that facility as well. So yes, if somebody wants to live in a village, I will recommend to do a research and see how far it is from the local town. So if I go to lease a land in a village like ours, for 30 years, it's going to be around somewhere around 150,000 Thai baht to 200,000 Thai baht for a period of 30 years, which is the maximum lease term somebody can have in Thailand. So it's like cheaper compared to like villages. So in villages near towns, it can be like literally double, but it doesn't matter because if you live near town, you get easy access to like buses, you get easy access to like taxis and the markets as well, and you still get to enjoy all the benefits of living in a village. You still get to have banana plantation if you want to have. You still have like access to having a chicken farm or whatever you want to do. So it's still same, but if you do proper research and look at the village, if that village is near a local town or local city, you are going to have benefits of that. And now about renting a house. So usually the thing is that people in villages don't rent their houses. The thing is that Isan people, like even if they go to work in cities, they like to come back to their village when they get old, and they like to come to their village to live in their village when they get like when they retire. So what people will do is that they will construct a house when they are young. Like let's say if somebody is 40 years old, that person is making fine enough money. uh, so what that person will do is that they will come to their village and they will construct a house, even though they won't be living in that house for like next 20 years, but they will still construct a house and the house will be empty. Like in our village we have a lot of empty houses. Even ants aren't have houses in villages, but they are empty because her aunts live in cities. So yes, people will do that. People will construct a house, but they won't live in that house. So the house will be practically empty for like 20 years, and people will just come during like Songkran or New Year holidays. So that's what people do over here. But the thing is that people still don't rent out these houses, because literally everyone in village are going to have their own house. Even if they are just going to have a plank, they are still going to have their own property. They usually don't go out and rent houses in villages. So sometimes it's hard to find a house to rent in a village. So only way to find a house to rent inside a village like ours and most of the villages is going to be through mutual friends. And like if you live in Thailand and you have some friend and that friend has a family in village and they want to give a house to rent somebody, you can talk to them, and that's how you get to rent a house in a village most of the times, because people literally don't put house on rent in villages. I can show you on Facebook Marketplace as well to prove this. So yes, having a mutual friend or some contacts that can help you to rent a house in a village is helpful, because without that, most of the villages in Isan at least are not going to like have houses on rent. Maybe in Chiang Mai there can be many houses like that, because Chiang Mai do have a large community of expats who come to retire and live in villages, because Chiang Mai do have that culture compared to Isan, where like people like foreigners come if they are married to somebody or if they have Thai girlfriend, then most of the foreigners come over here. Most of the foreigners you are going to see in Isan are going to be those who have Thai girlfriend or Thai wife, not those who are just living as retirees. But yes, Chiang Mai do have that community, so it's easy to find houses for rent probably over there compared to over here. But yes, in Isan also you can find, if you have some contacts that can help you to rent a house. So hopefully this information is helpful for you to know how you can rent a house over here. But when it comes to land, it's easier to lease a land, because there is like abundance of land over here in Isan, and people most of the times are also looking to sell their land. This year also Anne's mother sold her 10 rai of land, which is 4 acres of land, to one of Anne's aunt. So she sold that land within the family. That's why I didn't make a video about it as well, because it was like within the family. It's like comparatively easier to lease a land over here, which is like way too common over here. People do lease land as well, but mostly people just buy. Locals can buy because it's easier for them. But as a foreigner, you have to lease a land. So you can get a lease for up to 30 years. So you can get a permission to construct a house on it. So you will be able to construct a house on a 30 years lease. Or if you want, you can just buy a prefabricated house as well. And I think 30 years is a long time for a prefabricated house. These houses are cheaper as well. Like they start from like 80,000, 90,000 Thai baht as well, which is around 3,000 US dollars. So I have made some videos about prefabricated houses as well. If you want to check them out, you can check it out. I will leave the links in the description. But yes, generally like prefabricated houses are a good option for the foreigners, because like 30 years is a good enough time for a prefabricated house. If somebody is going to construct a big house on a 30 years lease, probably they may feel bad or something, but 30 years is a long time anyway. Alright, to conclude this, it's easier to find a land to lease compared to house to rent over here in villages. And people can easily construct a house after taking the permission from the government, or they can even install a prefabricated house, which are kind of way too cheaper over here in Thailand. So it's easier. That now talking about the second step, it's going to be transportation. So if you live in a village that's near a town or a city, it's easier to get public transportation. It's easier to get taxis as well compared to a village like ours. We don't have taxi service, we don't have public transportation as well. So it's a little harder, but I don't miss it because we do have our own vehicle. So yes, if you also want to live in a village that's far off, you are also going to need to buy some vehicle, which a foreigner can do on his or her name. It's easy to buy a vehicle as well as a foreigner over here and register it under your name. And when it comes to getting a driving license, it's also easy. Like it's like around 500 Thai baht to get a resident permit, and using that you can apply for a license over here. So overall it's not that hard, it's not that complicated compared to like leasing a land or like renting a house. Renting a house also is not complicated, but you have to find it first. So that's what complicated. So yes, these are the two important things of living in a village that I wanted to mention. About the third important thing. So living in a village is different from cities, because in villages you do encounter animals, like you do encounter reptiles as well, and tuke is one lizard that is way too common over here, and like we do encounter that tuke from time to time, and you may have to do the needful if you do see that animal. You may have to take things in your hand and you may have to do it. I don't have to speak that word, but when you see that animal inside your house, you may have to act upon it. Unfortunately, I also had to do it when I encountered tukke. It was not a pleasant experience, but that's the part of living in a village. This is a tropical climate, and you have to do the things you don't want to do. Sometimes I don't want to do those things, so Ant's father have to do it, but when he's not around, sometimes I have to take things in my hand as well, which I don't like. But yes, if you live in a village, you will encounter tukke or some other big animals as well, big reptiles. I won't name them, but yes, I have encountered them, and I have shown in the previous videos as well, which I don't usually like to deal with these animals, deal with reptiles, but that's like one of the thing of living in a village. If you live over here, you also have to deal with reptiles. I just want to be honest about it. I just don't want to say the good things to make you feel good, but I just want to be like factual about it. And just look at the sun over there, sunset over there. It's way too beautiful right now. We do get like beautiful sunsets over here. Like it's just beautiful right now, this frame. Moving on, another thing about living in a village is that you get to have easily get to have a lot of animals, which is a good thing. Like you can have a lot of pets, you can have a lot of dogs running around, which I like about living in a village. And another thing is that it's way too cheaper to get like animals like chicken, which costs around like 200 baht to for one chicken over here. So which is way too cheaper. So that's why we have ordered 20 more chickens now, because it's not that expensive and they are not hard to manage as well. Other animals, as I'm not sure about buffalo, because but buffaloes are way too famous over here. Like I see stories about people telling their Thai girlfriend wants buffalo from them. I don't know what is the price of buffalo, but for cows I think it's like 30-40,000 Thai baht for the small ones, because in our village we do have cows but we don't have buffaloes over here. I'm not sure how common it is over here in Isan, but our village we don't have any buffaloes. We just have cows. We have pigs, but we don't have a lot of pigs as well. All we do have is chickens over here. Our village is good in that sense that we don't have a lot of pigs, because when there are a lot of pigs, they make bad smell. Like it's like way too smelly around pigs farm. And now talking about the important thing, the locals. Most of the Thai people are, I would say, open-minded. They don't interfere with other people's business. Like they don't care what you are doing. That's why you will see Thai people are friendly as well, because they don't want to interfere in your personal life a lot. Most of the people, like most of the neighbors, so they won't talk you a lot. They won't mind what you are doing usually if you are not causing disturbance to them, which makes it a easier place for any foreigner to live, honestly. So it has been, I would say, like people don't usually bother me a lot. Till now people haven't been like locals, like my neighbors, because they understand that I am not fluent in Thai language. They don't initiate a conversation as well, which I appreciate, because I'm usually an introvert. I don't like to go out and talk to a lot of people, to be honest. So that's what something I appreciate. I like to live in my own zone, and I don't have to care about talking to people a lot, because they usually don't also want to talk a lot, which is a good thing. And if you need somebody to help you around, people help as well. Like they don't disturb you. And if you want to like go to some function, you can go to their function. Like if somebody has a marriage, they can invite you and you can go over there. You can still have a good life, friendly life, but it doesn't mean that you have to be in touch with them all of the time. That's what I am trying to say over here. Like you can have good relationship with your neighbors, but it doesn't mean that you have to just like be busy with them all of the times. You can have your personal life, and at the same time you can be part of the community as well. So now talking about the policing, like it's not way too hard over here. There are not a lot of like staff for police over here. I do rarely see police over in our village. So it's way too safe over here. Like people don't do bad things a lot in villages, so which makes this a safe place to live as well. If you want to know how our villages when it comes to safety, I would say they are like safe. Even in towns I don't see a lot of police around as well, because towns are also kind of safe. People don't fight a lot over here like we see in other countries. To be fair, people don't go fighting each other a lot. The only police I see is around the gold jewelry shops, because I have heard that people tend to kind of steal from there. I don't know a lot, but that's what we I see on television, and people tell me that's why police do regularly check on those shops. Other than that, I think it's still safe compared to most of the places. So if safety is your concern, I think it's still not that bad. with not that bad, I mean it's safe. And now living in a village, you can invest in a village fund as well. So most of the villages do have their financial fund. So what villages do is that they will like some people will deposit money. So if somebody from the village needs money, they can borrow from that fund. So like we also deposit money in our village fund, so we get around 8% return on it every year. So it's something like that. So being in a village, you can be part of these kind of things as well. And most of the villages do have their own teams. Like they will have like their sports team, they will have like their community team. They will go and help at like schools, they will go and help at like temples, distribute free food as well. So villages do have a lot of community things, which for a like somebody who likes to be part of a community can keep them occupied as well. So there are a lot of things to do around villages as well for somebody who likes to do community work. I also have got comments from people who wants to see our village. So if somebody wants to see our village, they can come to Dan Kunthot, which is our town, and yes, I can pick you up in Dan Kunthot and I can show you around. Um so in this way you can see the village for 1 or 2 days. So yes, we can show you the village. If you want to see the village, you can contact me on my email or on my Instagram. So my email will be in the description. If you want to, if you are already in Thailand and you want to see village life, I can show you around, but I don't promise it's going to be like way too fun, because I'm not sure if I'm fun or not, to to be honest. But yes, I can show you like our village over here, and I can show you other places around our village as well. If you want to see like villages, I can show you my village, I can show you village near town as well. So you get an idea about how life is different in different villages over here. So we can do it. If you want to see it, you can contact us and we can manage something about it, if you want to see the village life. So yeah, if you are looking for a small village tour, we can provide it to you. We can show the temples in villages, we can show the schools in the villages, and we can show the difference between our village and different village, and some other attractions near our village over here. So it gives you a good idea about the lifestyle over here, about the little bit about the culture, about the houses, and so on. Kind of helps you understand, if you are looking to live in a village, about how you can actually retire in a village and what are the steps that you can follow. So to conclude, I will say the first step is going to be getting a visa. If you already have a visa, it's fine, you can retire wherever you want. Second step is going to be choosing a right place to live, because once you lease a land, you cannot do much about it, and once you sign a rent contract for 1 year, you can do much about it. You cannot change the village, because village life is like different from city life. Once you go to live in a village, uh, it's like little bit different than city, I can be honest about it. So yes, it's better to choose like if you want to live near a town or you want to live in a far off village, and then make a decision accordingly. And then you have to think about transportation as well, which is going to be third step. So you have to look after transportation. If you live in a far off village, you may have to purchase some kind of a second hand or a new transportation as well. It can be a bike, or it can be a truck or a car as well. It can be according to your budget and preferences, but the good thing is that you can buy it in your name, which is a good thing. In Thailand, you can buy a vehicle under your name, so you don't have to worry about it. So it's a good thing to be. Neighbors and others are not a lot of problem over here. People don't interfere in other people's life a lot over here. That's how people grow up over here. They don't like to interfere a lot, which is a good thing. I can be I feel it's a good thing. And even if you don't talk to each other a lot, you can still be part of the community, and you can still contribute, and you can still do new things and still have a good life in a village. Just be part of the community. but you still don't have to be busy with other people's a lot. And when it comes to safety, it's safe. Most of the whatever I have seen, it's safe. I don't have seen people fighting as well over here till now, which is kind of surprising to me because I haven't seen people shouting at each other. I haven't, like in villages, I haven't seen these things, to be honest. I haven't seen people shouting, people creating a scene as well, which I will say is like surprising as well, to be honest. So yeah, overall village life is awesome. If you can afford to retire in a village, it's not bad. It's a good thing.